Welcome to our vinyasa class today. We'll start seated, and you can sit on a block or a pillow if needed, if you find that your knees are a lot higher than your hips. And then rest your hands on your legs. They can be palms face down if you want to feel more grounded, or you can flip your palms up if you want to feel more open to receiving. And then take a moment to bring your head over your shoulders and your shoulders over your hips so that you're stacked and your spine is long. And then take a moment to either find a soft gaze out in front of you or close your eyes. And take some nice, slow, deep, full breaths. So inhale through your nose and exhale out of your mouth. And with each of these breaths, on your inhale, feel yourself sit up a little bit taller, get a little longer in your side bodies. And then with your exhale, relax your shoulders and get nice and heavy in your sit bones. We'll do that a couple more times at your pace. Letting go of anything that you might be holding on to that's taking your mind out of this moment. And then if you feel ready, you can start to inhale and exhale through your nose to start to build some heat in your body for our first part of class, our vinyasa part. If your eyes are closed, you're welcome to keep them closed, or you can open them if that feels more comfortable. And then on your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, bring your left hand down to your mat, reach your right arm up and over to create a stretch in your side body. And you might even bend your left elbow to create a little more depth in your stretch. And then press the mat away, inhale, come back through center. And exhale up and over to the other side. So your right hand comes down, your left arm reaches up and over. Keep some space between your chin and chest. You can also bend your elbow on this side if you want more depth and more stretch. And then press the mat away, come back through center. And then this time we'll twist to the left. Bring your left hand behind you, your right hand outside your left thigh. Use your hand behind you to stay nice and tall through your spine. The twist is at your belly button. Good, then next inhale, reach your arms back overhead. And exhale, twist to your right. So right hand comes behind you, left hand to the outside of your right thigh to hold you in your twist. You can gaze back over your shoulder or just look to that right side. Stay reaching through the crown of your head. Good, then inhale, come back through center, reach your arms up. And exhale, release your arms down. And then make your way into child's pose on your mat. So as you bring your knees wide and your big toes to touch, you'll send your hips back towards your heels, any amount. And then reach your arms forward, bring your forehead down to your mat. Your hands can either be actively reaching forward, press into your hands like you're trying to lift your forearms. Or if you're feeling a lot of pressure in your shoulders that doesn't feel good, you can bring your arms a little wider or a little bend your elbows a bit. Notice how your knees are feeling today with this compression. If it's too much, you can always lift your hips a little bit away from your heels. Exhale all of your breath. And then inhale, walk your hands over to the left. So you create a side stretch in your right side body. You might even bring your right hand on top of your left hand. Breathe into your right side. Keep your hips reaching back towards your heels so that you get a nice big stretch in that right side of your back. And then walk your hands back through center. And then over to the right side of your mat. You might even bring your left hand on top of your right. Breathe into your left side. Notice if this side feels different than the other side. Where do you feel this the most? Walk your hands back through center. Press into your hands to make your way onto all fours into a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And then we'll take a few rounds here of cow-cat. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, arch through your low back, let your shoulder blades come towards each other. And then on your exhale, cat pose, round through your upper back, tuck your chin, gaze back between your thighs, press into your hands. Do that 2 more times with your breath. Inhale as you come into cow pose and arch through your low back. And exhale as you come into cat pose and round through your upper back. Let your shoulder blades find some movement here as well, so they come towards each other in cow pose and away from each other in cat pose. And then we meet back in our neutral tabletop. Hug your low belly in. We'll set up for a modified side plank here. Bring your right toes off the side of your mat. Step your left foot back and reach your left arm up. Press the mat away with your right hand. You can up level this by lifting your left leg in line with your hip. Flex your toes, press out through your heel. Good, then bring your foot back down. Bend your right elbow, then press the mat away to come to standing on your right knee. And then reach your right arm up and over for a modified gates pose. Creating another side stretch. So if you haven't caught on yet, we are stretching the side bodies. We are gonna add some twists here too. Good, then all the way back through your neutral tabletop to set up for the other side. So this time left toes come off the side of your mat, step your right foot back, reach your right arm up. Press the mat away with your left hand. If you did on the other side, you might lift your leg in line with your hip, flex your toes, press out through your heel. Feel that engagement in your side body. Reach through the top of your head. If you lifted your foot, you'll bring it back down, then bend your elbow, press the mat away, come to standing on your left knee, reach up and over with your left arm for our modified gates pose. So you get that big side stretch. Your right hand can just rest on your right leg. Good, then we come all the way back through neutral tabletop position. Then walk your hands forward about a handprint, spread your fingers out nice and wide, curl your toes under, lift your hips into downward facing dog. As you first come into downward dog, you can pedal out your feet, bend one knee and then the other. Let your head be heavy. Find a lift of your tailbone. Press weight from your hands back towards your feet. You might keep a bend in your knees here, especially if the backs of your legs feel tight today. Find stillness. Exhale your breath. Take a big inhale through your nose. And then as you exhale, take little steps until you arrive in ragdoll with your feet just behind your hands. Let your head be heavy. You can shake out your head a little yes and no. Maybe grab opposite elbow and find a little sway side to side. Check in with the backs of your legs if they're feeling really tight. Bend your knees so that you can get some release for your low back. Good, then release your fingertips. You can keep your feet hip width apart, or you can bring your big toes to touch with a gap between your heels. Bend your knees and then inhale, chair pose. Reach your arms by your ears. Send your hips way back. Make sure you can see all 10 toes. Good, working those legs. Find a little lift of your heart. Exhale, drinking bird. Arms come back behind you, palms face down, engage through your upper back, and then lift your heels. Find Find a point to gaze at somewhere out in front of you to help you with your balance here. Lift the heels a little higher. Good, then inhale Tadasana. Drop your heels, reach your arms up. In this position, root down into your feet, engage through your legs, reach through your fingertips, but soften the tops of your shoulders. Good, then exhale, fold forward. Arms can either come out to the sides or through your heart. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen your spine, draw your shoulder blades towards each other, reach through the top of your head. Exhale, fold, and step your left foot back so you're in a lunge with your right leg forward. You can straighten and bend your front knee a few times, kind of shift your hips forward and back. And then as you come back into your lunge with your knee directly over your ankle, plant your left hand. You might use a block underneath your hand to bring the floor a little closer. And then inhale, twist, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Then find some rotations of your wrist, one direction and the other. Keep hugging that right hip in towards your midline. Press out through your left heel. Good, then bring your hand down. Look forward. Step your left foot back to meet your right so you end up back in a forward fold at the top of your mat. Then inhale, halfway lift. Reset. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Tadasana. Come all the way up, reach your arms up overhead. Good, then exhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, reach your hips way back, reach your arms forward, hug your low belly in, find a little lift of your heart, shoulder blades draw towards each other. Exhale, drinking bird. Arms come back, lift your heels. Find a moment here to find your balance. Fire out through your fingers. Maybe lift your heels a little higher. Good, then drop the heels, inhale, Tadasana, rise back up. Good, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, step your right foot back. So you're in a lunge with your left leg forward. Straighten and bend your left knee a few times. Just waking up those hamstrings, moving the hips forward and back. As you come back into your lunge, you might bring a block underneath your right hand. And then inhale, twist, reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Rotate your wrist one way and the other. Keep pressing out through your right heel. Reach to the top of your head. Squeeze your inner thighs. Good, then left hand comes back down. Look forward. Step your right foot to meet your left. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Tadasana, rise all the way up. Exhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, send your hips back. Inhale, breath. Exhale, drinking bird. Arms back, lift your heels. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Good, now plant your hands, high plank. First time in our high plank, so check in that your shoulders are over your wrists. Press out through your heels. Engage through your legs. Puff up the space between your shoulder blades and then also broaden your collarbones. Now hinge forward about an inch. Lower to your knees if needed, and then we lower all the way down to the mat. Point your toes, press into the tops of your feet for 3 rolling cobras. Inhale, lift your heart away from your mat. Lengthen the back of your neck. Press into the tops of your feet. Exhale, lower. Maybe tap your forehead. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and hold here. Point your elbows towards the ceiling. Draw your shoulder blades towards each other. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way back down. You can either curl your toes and press through a high plank, or press to your knees. And then lift your hips, downward facing dog. In your downward dog, take a nice big inhale breath. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Then inhale, lift your right leg, three-legged dog. Find a little movement, maybe in your ankle, or you could bend your knee, open up your hip, but keep equal weight in your hands. Then re-lengthen your leg. Exhale, bring your foot to your right thumb. Good, then pause here. Plant your left foot. Inhale, warrior one. So as you come up, take your time to create your strong foundation of your legs. Drive that left hip in line with your right. You might have to bring your right foot a little more right. Push into that outer edge of your left foot. Good, take a big breath in. Exhale, interlace your hands at your low back. Press your palms towards each other. Then for a chest expansion, press your knuckles down towards your left heel, lift your heart. Broaden your collarbones, you might look up. Take a big breath in. Exhale, humble warrior. Fold to the inside of your right leg. Let your head be heavy. Reach your knuckles up towards the ceiling. Keep hugging that right hip in towards your midline. Good, now we'll add a balance component to this. So bring more weight into your right foot. Bring your chest onto your right thigh. Step your left foot in, and then toppling tree, lift your left leg any amount. And if your hands come to the ground, that's okay. Otherwise, keep reaching your knuckles towards the ceiling. Lift up and out of your right hip. We're here for 3, 2, standing splits on 1. Bring both hands down to either the mat or maybe a block to bring the floor a little closer. And then take a peek back at your left toes, all 5 points straight down towards the mat. Engage through both legs. Now start to pulse your left leg up towards the ceiling. So we're working those hamstrings and glutes. Also working the right leg since we're standing on it. We'll take a few more of these. Last 3, 2, 1. Now step all the way back to a lunge. Land that left foot. Inhale, warrior 2. So now as you spin your left foot flat, open up your hips, open up your arms. You might have to adjust your feet. Maybe you need a little wider or bigger stance with that right foot more forward. Gaze over your right fingertips. Take a breath in. Exhale, extended side angle, reach forward. Bring your right arm down, reach your left arm up. Lengthen through that right side and engage through your left side. Reach to the top of your head. Good, if you feel like you're collapsing, you might come up a little higher. You can gaze wherever is comfortable. Exhale your breath. Inhale, star pose. As you come up, parallel your feet, reach your arms up. You might turn your toes slightly in. Big breath in. Exhale, hinge at your hips, bring your hands just underneath your shoulders. So you're in sort of a wide-legged halfway lift. Pause here. And then start to walk your hands to your front foot, your right foot. Pause there. You can stay in this side stretch or add a twist by reaching your right arm up. But twist at your belly button, lengthen through your spine, reach to the top of your head. If you took your right arm up, you'll bring it back down. Walk your hands back through center. Pause at center to check in with your spine again. Lengthen through your spine. And then walk your hands towards your back foot, your left foot. You can stay in this side stretch or add a twist. Reach your left arm up. Twist at your belly button. Keep reaching through the top of your head. One more big breath. Release your left hand if you reached it up. Walk your hands back through center and then all the way to the front of your mat. So you come back into a lunge. Your right toes point straight ahead. Pop your left heel up. Plant your hands high plank. Hold in your high plank. Press the mat away. Find that broadness in your collarbones and then puff up the space between your shoulder blades. We're here for 3, 2, downward facing dog on 1. Hold in your downward dog for a cleansing breath. Nice big inhale. Good, bigger exhale. Inhale, lift your left leg. 3-legged dog. Find a little movement here in your ankle, or maybe you bend your knee, open your hip, and then re-lengthen your leg, level out your hips. Exhale, step your foot all the way forward to your left thumb. Plant your right foot. Inhale, warrior 1. So as you rise up and stack your shoulders over your hips, work that right hip forward by pressing into the outer edge of your right foot. You might need a little more space, so you might bring your left foot a little more left. Find a lift of your heart, soften your low ribs. Big breath in. Exhale, interlace your hands at your low back. Now press your knuckles down towards your right heel. Lift your heart. Maybe lift your gaze. Keep all this space that you just created in your chest. Exhale, humble warrior. Fold to the inside of your left leg. Let your head be heavy. Keep hugging that left hip in. Reach your knuckles up towards the ceiling. Good, then to transition into our balance pose, you'll bring more weight into your left foot. Bring your chest onto your left thigh. Step your right foot in. And then toppling tree, lift your right leg any amount. Keep reaching your knuckles towards the ceiling. Lift up and out of your left hip. Lift from the back of your right thigh. And if your hands come down, that's okay. Mine just came out. We'll meet there in a moment. One more big inhale. Exhale, standing splits. Both hands come down to either your mat or maybe a block. Gaze back at your right toes. All 5 toes point straight down towards your mat. And then start to pulse your right leg up towards the ceiling. Find those little squeeze of the glutes. Working the hamstrings too. That back line of your right leg while we're also standing on the left leg. Working both. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Pause. Step all the way back to a lunge. Bend into your left knee. Warrior 2. As you come up and open up your hips, reach your arms straight up from your shoulders. You can always take some adjustments here. Line up front heel with either back heel or back arch of your foot. Commit to your lunge. Gaze over your left fingertips. Big inhale breath. Exhale, extended side angle. Reach forward. Bring your left arm down. Reach your right arm up. Can you rotate your right ribs a little more towards the ceiling? Reach to the top of your head. You could also look down at your left foot. Lengthen through your left side, engage through your right side. Inhale, star. Rise up, parallel your feet, reach your arms up. Big breath in. Exhale, fold, hinge at your hips. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Lengthen your spine. And then this time, for a wide-legged downward dog, walk your hands forward. And let your head come between your arms. And then pause there, press into your heels, and breathe. Nice long spine. Take one more big breath here. Good, then walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. And then walk yourself to a lunge back to the top of your mat, back into your left foot. Left toes point straight ahead, right heel pops up. Plant your hands, high plank. Pause here in your high plank, press the mat away, engage through your legs, hug your low belly in. Breathe. We're here for 3, 2, downward facing dog on 1. Lift your hips. Big cleansing breath here. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it go. Good, another big inhale. And then this time, as you exhale, you're gonna walk your hands back towards your feet. Bend your knees a lot. And then bring your feet wide, heels in, toes out, Malasana. Sit down into your yogic squat. Bring your hands together. Press your knees open. Now if this is too much on your knees, you can sit on a block. Or you could also do this as like a mini squat with your arms on your thighs, forearms on thighs. So whatever works best for you. If you want to make this a little more challenging, you can reach your arms out in front of you, but plug your shoulders in. Breathe. Good, then an optional twist. Hands come back to heart, then left hand comes down, reach your right arm up and back. Option for a half bind, arm behind your back. And then reach back up, back through center, and then right hand comes down, left arm reaches up. Option for a half bind, arm behind your back. Good, back through center, hands back to your heart, and then hands down to your mat. Lift your hips, let your head be heavy. Hold here in a wide leg forward fold for a moment. And then toe heel your feet so they're about hip width apart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, walk yourself out to a plank. This is our last bit of work before our yin part of class. Press the mat away. Press out through your heels. Breathe, lengthen your neck. Puff up your space between your shoulder blades. Broaden your collarbones for 3, 2, 1. Lower to your knees. Press to child's pose. Knees wide. Hips back towards your heels. Forehead down. Reconnect to your breath. Long, full inhales and exhales. As you spend a few breaths here, we're trying to slow down the heart rate a bit to transition into our stretches. Take 2 more deep, full breaths. And then press into your hands. Lift your hips away from your heels. Crawl all the way forward onto your stomach into our first yin pose, which is Sphinx pose. Elbows underneath your shoulders, forearms parallel to each other. Make sure your feet are at least hip width apart. And I like to kind of shimmy my hips a little side to side, encourage the glutes to relax. Maybe you kind of lift one thigh at a time by curling your toes under, send your legs back so they're a little longer, and then tops of your feet rest down onto your mat. And gaze just out in front of your mat, or even just right at the top of your mat. Now, this is a back bend, but we're also lengthening the front line of the body. So if it's okay on your back, think about drawing your shoulder blades more towards each other, like you're trying to lift your ribs and bring them a little more forward to make this a bit more of a proud Sphinx pose, a more lifted Sphinx. That said, if at any point in this pose you're feeling discomfort or pinching in your back, you can come into a more relaxed variation of this pose by letting your shoulders come up by your ears, letting your chin drop more towards your chest, and letting your chest come a little more towards your mat. Both variations are the pose. You're getting the same benefits, just a little bit different intensity. So you're in charge of how intense the pose is for you. We are past the halfway point. Continue with those long, full inhales and exhales, continuing to help your body relax so that you can relax your muscles and we can target more of those connective tissues. We are now in the last minute. Where are you holding on that you can soften with these last few breaths? And to release out of this pose, we meet in crocodile pose. Lower down, stack one hand on top of the other. You can either bring your forehead or your chin onto your hands. Allow everything to relax, let your heels fall however feels natural. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Press yourself all the way up through to seated. And when you come to seated, we'll set up for a square pose. And I'll mirror you since I'm facing you now. So you'll bring your left leg in first and then right leg in front so that your legs are crossed mostly at your shins and your ankles are pretty much underneath your knees. Flex your toes. Make sure you're nice and rooted in your sit bones. Sit up tall, bring your hands by your hips so that you can lengthen your spine, and then keep that length as you start to Walk your hands forward and hinge at your hips until you feel a really good stretch in your outer hips, which some of us might not have to go very far. Others of you might fold even more over your legs. Once you have found your sweet spot where you're feeling a good stretch in your outer hips, no discomfort in your knees, you can then relax your shoulders and your head. And you might use, depending on how far forward you are, and we're all different and how far forward we will have made it, you might be able to build yourself a little tower with a block or two to rest your forehead on. If you didn't manage to get far enough forward to rest your head, that's okay. You can just let your head be heavy, soften your shoulders. You might feel this pose other places too, maybe in your inner legs, maybe your low back. But I'm hoping you're feeling some stretch in your outer hips. And no pressure in your knees. This hold is for 3 minutes on each side too, so we just reached the halfway point. You can always adjust or make changes as we hold. If it's feeling like your muscles are not able to relax, then that might mean you went a little too far to start, and maybe you need to back out a little bit so that your muscles can relax and we can get into those more dense tissues like our fascia and our ligaments and tendons. Or maybe you found that you've created a little more space and you're able to come a little more forward. Adjust as you need. If your neck is getting uncomfortable, if you're not supporting your head on anything, you can lift your head up a bit and slowly just rock your head side to side. Move really gently. And then release your head back down once those muscles in the back of your neck and your upper back feel more relaxed. Then to come out, use your hands, slowly lift your torso as you walk your hands back up towards your hips, and then pause there. Before we take the other side, we'll set up for a twist, and this won't be a full yin hold. We'll hold it for about a minute. So inhale, reach your arms up, and then exhale, twist to your right hand behind you, left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Lengthen through your spine, lengthen through your side bodies as well. The twist is at your belly button. Keep your chin parallel to the floor and reach to the top of your head. Your gaze can be over your back shoulder or just to that right side. You could also even look forward if that feels better for you. Your left hand is just there to keep you in the twist, not to pull you into the twist. Use your breath. So with each inhale, can you maybe grow a little taller? With your exhale, maybe you find a little more twist, maybe you don't. We have about one more big full breath here. Next inhale, come back through center. And then now before we do those two on the other side, stretch your legs out in front of you. Find some movement in your feet, ankles. You can point and flex your feet, rotate your feet in some circles. And then with your hands by your hips, maybe you tap the backs of your legs a bit on your mat. And then we'll set up for our square pose on the other side. So right leg first, left leg crosses in front, so you're crossed at your shins. Ankles are as much underneath the knees as you can get them. Flex your toes, that just helps engage your ankles, protects the knees a bit. Bring your hands by your hips, sit up really tall, and then start to walk yourself forward as you hinge at your hips. Keep lengthening your spine, keep reaching your heart forward until you find your sweet spot. That place where you are feeling a really good stretch in your outer hips, no pain in your knees, and then relax. Soften your shoulders, relax your head. Maybe if you got forward far enough, you could stack a block or two underneath your head so that you have a way to more relax your neck even more. If you didn't get far enough forward for that, that's okay. You can just let your head be heavy. Connect to your breath, long, full inhales and exhales. This side might feel very different than your other side, so notice not only how intense is this pose on this side, but also where you feel it the most. Hoping you're getting outer hip, of course, but you might feel it in other places too. Maybe in your inner legs, maybe your low back, maybe your glutes. Might depend on what is feeling really tight in your body today. If it feels like as you hold, things are getting more intense rather than less, that might mean you went a little too far and your body is tensing up, so you might have to back out a little bit. Give yourself some time there and then maybe find more depth when your body feels ready. We are over halfway. Make any adjustments that you need. You can rock your head a little bit side to side if it feels like your neck is hanging on or engaging a lot. Notice where you might be able to soften a little bit more. We have about 3 more breaths on this side. We'll come out the same way we went in, so use your hands, walk them back, lift your torso back up. And pause from seated for our twist. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, twist to your left this time. Left hand behind you, right hand comes to the outside of your left thigh. The hand is there to keep you, not to pull you. So use your breath. As you inhale, can you get a little bit taller? As you exhale, maybe a little deeper twist, maybe not. Focus on that twist being right at your belly button. Your left hand is there to help you stay lifted and tall. Keep the top of your head reaching up towards the ceiling so your chin stays parallel to the floor. Your gaze can be back over your shoulder, or it can just be to the left, or you could even look forward. Pick the option that feels best. We're not here for much longer. One more big breath. Good, then come back through center. Uncross your legs. You can use your hands to help you stretch your legs out in front of you. Find some movement in your feet, your ankles. Good. And then we meet on our backs. So before our next pose, we get a reset. Your reset can either be pentacle pose, which is with your arms and your legs out wide and straight. Or if your low back is feeling a bit sensitive, you can take constructive rest. Bend your knees, bring your feet wide to the edges of your mat, and let your knees fall to each other. And then in that case, your arms can just rest however is comfortable. You might cactus them, bring a hand to your heart and your belly button, or just arms to your sides. Then if they are not already, bend your knees and then hug your knees into your chest. Take a rock side to side, massage your low back. You could also make some circles with your knees in one direction and then the other. And then hands behind your thighs, rock yourself either a few times along your spine to come to seated, or you can roll to one side or the other and press yourself up. And we're setting up next for supported fish pose. So grab 2 blocks if you have 2 blocks. If you only have 1 block, the block will come between your shoulder blades and a pillow will come underneath your head. So you set up your blocks so that one is lengthwise or vertical. The other one can be either way. That one's going to be under your head or a folded pillow. And when you lay back onto your blocks, you want that first one, the bottom of it, to be right about mid-back so that when you lay down onto it, it's between your shoulder blades. And then either another block or a pillow underneath your head. If you're using a pillow, you might have to fold it once or twice to support your head. You do want to make sure that the block between your shoulder blades isn't too low. You want your butt completely on the floor so you can even kind of pick it up and move your butt down. And you also want to make sure the block isn't crooked. It's equal between your shoulder blades. So I like to press into my elbows, point my fingers towards the ceiling, lift my shoulder blades off of the block, bring my shoulder blades towards each other, and then set back down. That tends to realign everything so that it should feel comfortable. It shouldn't be pushing too much on one side. And then arms can come to your sides. Legs can be either out straight, or you can bring the soles of your feet together and your knees out wide in butterfly. Only if that feels okay on your outer hips. We'll be in this pose for 4 minutes today to get a big heart opening, to help drop the shoulders back, and to open the throat. That said, if at any point it feels, you feel any pinching in your low back or your back of your neck, you might need to prop your head up higher so that you don't have your head back as far. So just adjust as you need, as you hold. Imagine as you breathe that your heart is moving with your lungs. Our heart and lungs are connected with fascia. So So when we take deep, full breaths, it helps exercise the heart as well. Many of us get rounding in the upper back and our shoulders come forward because we do a lot of things during our day that drive our head and our shoulders forward. Working on the computer, driving, texting, all that stuff. So this is a great counter action to help open up the front line of the body. This is a big heart opener, so it might feel a little bit vulnerable. Let's take nice, slow, deep, full breaths to help keep your body and your mind more at ease. Three more deep, full breaths. If your legs were in butterfly, use your hands to help draw your knees towards each other. And then for everyone, bend your knees, plant your feet, press into your forearms to sit straight forward to come off of your blocks. Move your blocks to the side. Keep one close to you so that you can reach it from your back. And then lower back down onto your back. You can take either constructive rest or a shavasana. Whatever feels better in your body, what your body needs at this moment. Take a couple of cleansing breaths. And then bend your knees, plant your feet so they're about hip width apart. And then press into your feet to lift your hips up enough that you can bring a block at its lowest height underneath your sacrum. That triangular bone at the back of your pelvis. So it's underneath the bone, not pressing into your low back. Hold on to your block. Lift your feet up off the mat. Send your legs straight up from your hips. Legs up the wall pose. And then I find I usually have to kind of bump my hips up onto the block a little more. Make sure that block is nice and secure underneath you. It's not going to slide out. It's also not pushing too much into your low back. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Rest your arms by your sides. Or you can rest them on your body, whatever feels good for you. This is an inversion, so we're upside down. We're getting, it's great for the circulatory system and the lymphatic system. Any blood that's kind of pooled in the low body today, maybe if you were sitting for a period of time before taking class today, We're sending that blood back to the heart, then onto the lungs to be reoxygenated, so we get that fresh blood flow back into the lower body when we come out. And then same with the lymphatic fluid, it gets sent back to the collection points that are behind the collarbones or under the collarbones. If you feel pressure behind your knees, bend your knees. If your feet fall asleep, you can always come out by bending your knees, bringing your feet down to your mat, so you're in more of a supported bridge pose to get that fresh blood flow a little sooner. However, if your feet feel fine, we'll stay here for 4 more breaths. To come out, hold on to your block, bend your knees, bring your feet back down to your mat, press into your feet, lift your hips up to move your block to the side, then lower your hips all the way down to your mat. If you need a moment in constructive rest, bring your feet wide, let your knees fall into each other. If your low back feels fine, you can straighten your legs out to come into Shavasana. Then tuck your shoulder blades, lengthen the back of your neck. Maybe close your eyes, find a sense of peace and relaxation here. Notice any lingering sensations you might have. Maybe you are feeling a little tingling in your feet from that fresh blood flow. You are always welcome to stay in Shavasana longer, but if you are ready to move on with your day, rock your head a little side to side, wiggle your fingers and your toes, roll your ankles and your wrists. Take a big full body stretch, reach your arms up overhead, your legs out long, let your back arch. And then bend your knees. You can either roll straight up to seated or you can roll onto either side. If you rolled onto your side, use your arm as a pillow. And then when you feel ready for it, press yourself up through to seated. When you come to seated, sit up nice and tall. Think about that lengthening through your side bodies that we worked on a lot through practice today. Exhale all of your breath. As you inhale, sit up even taller. And as you exhale, relax through your shoulders, get heavy in your sit bones. And thank you so much for joining me for practice today. Namaste.